The video, Silent Battlefields, unfolds as a poignant journey through the visual history of World War II, using rare photographs to capture the contradictions of human experience, heroism and horror, cruelty and compassion, loss and endurance. Each photograph becomes a frozen whisper of memory, revealing how ordinary people, soldiers, and civilians alike, were caught in the vast machinery of global conflict. The story begins in August 1940 with a rare Kodachrome color photograph of Admiral Sir Bertram Ramsay. Though retired in 1939, Ramsay returned to command the British Navy and orchestrated the Dunkirk evacuation, Operation Dynamo, which saved over 300,000 Allied soldiers trapped on the French coast. He would later lead naval operations on D-Day, symbolizing strategic brilliance in a time of chaos. Photographer J.C. Redhead, through his privileged access to Kodak technology, immortalized Ramsay's quiet resolve in color, an extraordinary rarity during wartime. In post-war Germany, Richard Peterson's 1946 photograph of two double amputee veterans hobbling along a dusty road epitomizes the price of war. Their crutches, tattered uniforms, and sack of potatoes reflect not only physical loss but the moral and material desolation of Europe after 1945. Likewise, a staged 1939 photo in Danzig, where German police dismantled a Polish border post, marks the symbolic beginning of the Nazi invasion of Poland and thus of the war itself, a small act foreshadowing global catastrophe. By September 1944, the tide had turned. In the Belgian town of Aalst, a soldier from the Irish Guard smiles as a local offers him a cigar, a simple, tender exchange after years of occupation. Such images remind viewers that even amid ruins, the human need for connection and gratitude survived. In the United States, photographer Jack Delano captured a proud motorcycle messenger at Fort Riley, Kansas, an embodiment of American determination before being sent overseas. The Battle of Peleliu, 1944, brought one of the Pacific's most brutal clashes. Photos of Marines resting and smoking amid charred ground reveal exhaustion and perseverance, the rare stillness after unthinkable violence. In Europe, Eisenhower and Bradley's inspection of Nazi-looted silver in Germany's Merkers salt mine exposes the hidden economy of plunder that fueled the Reich's ambition. Around the same time, dramatic photos of a flaming B-29 bomber on Iwo Jima underscore the peril faced by air crews in their relentless missions. In May 1945, the U.S. Air Force unleashed firestorms upon Yokohama, leveling the city and killing thousands. Earlier, the Doolittle Raid, April 1942, had signaled America's first strike on Japan, showing both vengeance and courage. Such aerial warfare blurred moral boundaries, civilian and combatant deaths intertwined in vast conflagrations that defined total war. The video shifts to Britain under bombardment. Children crouch under classroom desks, Londoners huddle in tube stations as bombs rain above. Despite their seeming safety, many still perished, an image of collective endurance and helplessness. The wreckage of a bombed London bus illustrates how arbitrary survival became. The Battle of Midway, June 1942, emerges as a decisive moment, with the U.S. sinking 4 Japanese carriers and halting Japan's Pacific dominance. Yet the glory of air combat came with tragedy, mechanical failures, collisions, and fiery deaths were routine. Early in the war, the German Luftwaffe reigned supreme, devastating London during the Blitz. A retaliatory British bombing of German-held Abbeville reflects the cyclical nature of destruction. On the Eastern Front, the Battle of Kursk, 1943, pitted Soviet and German forces in a mechanized inferno. Amid the chaos, one photo shows a frightened Russian soldier praying that a massive T-34 tank does not crush his trench, a visceral reminder of modern war's absurdity. Yet even here, humanity flickers. A German soldier sharing rations with a starving Russian mother and child testifies that compassion can survive the apocalypse. French resistance fighter Georges Blind faces mock execution in one chilling photograph, a psychological torture staged by Nazis to extract information. Blind's refusal to betray his comrades led to his death in a concentration camp, symbolizing defiance amid terror. Another photo captures Heinrich Himmler, architect of the Holocaust, touring a POW camp under the calm gaze of British prisoner Horace Greasley, two men embodying absolute power and absolute endurance. The island-hopping campaign culminated in Okinawa, where Japan's stubborn defense foreshadowed the atomic bombings. Images of Hiroshima's victims, their skin scarred with kimono patterns, reveal radiation's grotesque artistry, a horrifying imprint of human suffering and technological terror. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, Allied troops stand over destroyed Japanese tanks, marking liberation at a terrible cost. Elsewhere, an American soldier carries a newborn baby from Saipan's ruins, an image of salvation amid annihilation. As the Allies advanced into Germany, they confronted the full horror of Nazi crimes. Train cars filled with corpses, emaciated survivors, and forced civilian witnesses at Belsen exposed the moral abyss of the Holocaust. Some German officers, like von Loschow, still claimed ignorance, while visitors such as American diplomat Claire Booth Luce directly confronted the perpetrators in Buchenwald's prison hospital, embodying the world's reckoning with evil. Iconic scenes from Dunkirk resurface, British soldiers evacuating under fire and later resting aboard rescue ships, exhausted yet alive. Hitler's desperation in 1945 led him to arm the Hitler Youth. Photos of him touching a boy soldier's cheek illustrate the regime's final corruption of innocence. The fall of Prague in 1939 and the British surrender of Singapore in 1942 serve as grim reminders of how entire nations succumbed to the Axis tide before the Allies' resurgence. Beyond strategy and slaughter, the video lingers on emotion. The final image, a sailor kissing his lover goodbye at a train station, captures love suspended between life and death. Around them, onlookers watch silently, aware that many such farewells would never find a reunion. It is a closing tableau of the ordinary human heart amid extraordinary horror.